Before you can sell out, you must Trish. Yeah, I don't forget. I never forgot where we left off. So I saw, what was it? Strange Seed finally dropped. So I went back to my my stream of that game, and I don't know if I want to get it or not. Looking back, there was like a lot of things I could have done with that game. I dropped it so fast when I the littlest bit of fucking inconvenience. I'm like, no, I'm not playing this no more. I don't know. Maybe I'll get it. But I have like so much backlog to do as well. So I don't know when I'm gonna get it. Stella's the best waifu, then Rosa. Who won last Queen of Snoot? Was it Stella that won again? I forget. And I'm too lazy to go look it up. I want both of them to be my wife. I don't think Rosa would agree to that. I'd be hugging Stella and getting my abs impaled by her dorsal spikes on her back. Okay. Let me check YouTube real quick. Hey, Ions. Rosa is a good Christian girl. She would say no bueno to polygamy. Yeah, I know, right? Snoot Game Stella is underappreciated by the fandom. I don't know about that. I swear she won Queen of Snoot a few times. I think you're just not paying attention. If anything, it's Tracy who's underappreciated. You chunky Stella. That's goodbye Volcano High, Stella. Though I would ask Rosa to make me some tostadas. Oh, okay. We'll probably hang out for a little while longer than usual and just vibing. Today wasn't too bad pain-wise, but I might be eating those words later tonight. Hopefully not. As I say that, I can feel that twinge. Trying to readjust. I'm sorry, my bad. I had a brain fart. Didn't realize we were talking about Snoot, Stella. I mean, there's people who like, Goodbye Volcano High, Stella. And I mean, drawn by the right person, it could work. Most of the fan art doesn't work. Specified no Gorlock Stella here. I remember a piece that tried to combine them, or there's quite a few pieces that try to combine her, and they look pretty nice. It's like just like the right amount of chunk, like Olivia. I should say chub, not chunk. They make her like Olivia shaped. I don't see what's wrong with Goodbye Volcano High, Stella. Well, she doesn't wear shoes, for one. I think she's like the gypsy the gypsy representation in Goodbye Volcano High. So there you go. There's one whole negative. Those people who like Volcano High Stella are filthy redditors. That is true. Heckin' chonker. Olivia shaped Stella I would be okay with. I know, right? On my next life, I go for Stella and be sleeping with her and watching anime with her. It'd be a date. Okay. Alright. We've yapped long enough. We shall continue. Alright. This is for those who just got here, we're returning to Trish's point of view here, so or what I'm assuming is Trish. Anon's attacker, I guess. We can't judge, we can't just assume that it's Trish, that'd be racist. But anyways. Those eyes look up at me, begging. Fucking pathetic. Wait. Fuck you. Shut the fuck up. Well, looks like our assumptions were correct. It was Trish. Shut the fuck up. I slammed the metal bat against his chest. Again and again, each swing more brutal than the last. The skinny bastard fucking dies today. He took everything away from me. Which is funny, because I think she goes way more for the legs. You think being Trish, you'd go for the head. But I guess Trish isn't that smart. Just fucking die, you piece of shit. I get a couple of swings against his leg for good measure. I hear a sharp crack as the metal bat meets his skin. Okay, you think he'd be dead by now or something with all the head trauma. Because he gets knocked out. I don't know. It's fiction. Suspension of disbelief. Fuck, he passed out from the pain. No good. Get the fuck up. I shot at the groveling little monkey, giving him a kick in the groin. Oh, wow. I need you awake for this. I raise the baseball bat towards his head and take aim. Before I can bash his brains out, a voice shouts to me from the car behind and distracts me. Speaking Spanish. Well, Rosa? Is that Stella too? Fucking hell. Everyone in this ass end of Skin Row's gonna hear that racket. I gotta get out of here. I don't want to leave my work unfinished, but I'll find him again. I give him a sharp kick to the leg again, causing him to cry out and take off as quickly as I can, taking a quick turn into the alleyway to my right. I don't know if they're following me or not, so I instinctively take cover behind one of the dumpsters. Fuck everyone who ever talked shit about me being short. I wait a few moments, anticipating the footsteps of my pursuers to become louder and louder, but all I hear is the distant yelling of Spanish. Speaking Spanish. I don't speak Spanish, so I can only assume Rosa's calling me out. Fucking cunt. Why would she and Stella have to save a worthless human who did nothing but cause misery for everyone around him? Don't just stand there. Help me get him into the van. Vamos. Wait, they're not coming after me? My suspicions come true as my eardrums are greeted by the obnoxious sound of rubber hitting the cracked pavement road, as the tire screeching becomes fainter. Oh boy. After a few minutes of silence, I can only assume that they're long gone now. I remove the paintball mask first as the cold wind hits my face, kissing my scales with its chill. Fuck the both of them. Fuck Anon. Fuck that weirdo anime-loving stego bitch. And fuck that stupid religious fascist. Having panting caused by my adrenaline quickly turns into rage. Why couldn't I finish the job? Why couldn't I make things right for Fang? The grip on the bat tightens. It'd be funny if she starts hallucinating too. She sees the same Naomi we see. Why couldn't I just fucking kill Anon? God damn it. The dumpster echoes throughout the alleyway with a twang sound as I take out my rage by beating it as hard as I can. Fucking skinny bastard. Is that you, John Halo? It's Antifa. Trish Tifa. And then, as if I had the wind knocked out of me, I drop the bat as I'm left with exhaustion, despite still seething with cold hatred. So are we gonna see Reed? Beneath that hatred is sorrow. No friends left. My family wants nothing to do with me. No real future. And Fang is gone forever. Could have done better. No, I should have done better. The job's not over yet. I still have work to do. I crouch down and reach under the dumpster to pull out a worn black duffel bag that hockey players usually use to store their equipment. I still can't believe I had to wear this ridiculous fucking outfit when I pulled this job. Raptor Jesus, I look like a character from one of Riley's video games. No better time than now to get this shit off. I drop the mask from my hands as it lands into the bag. I began taking off all the other articles of clothing, along with the steel-toed boots I was wearing. By the time I take everything else off, I'm left wearing nothing but a tank top and some light shorts. The thought crosses my mind that I'm actively stripping down, not in just a cold autumn evening, but doing it in a dark alleyway in Skin Row of all places. Eager to warm myself up, I unzip the bag, revealing a clean pair of clothes consisting of my favorite yellow hoodie and my typical track pants and red boots. And the only things I could grab when I left home. I begin dressing as quickly as I can while hiding behind the dumpster. I don't want some perv to see me half naked in the alleyway. Cold makes it difficult to move my arms around the hoodie and properly fit it in. After rather hastily getting dressed, all that's left is to put everything away. I pick up the bat and notice the bloodstains on it. Despite failing at my job, I can't help but feel corners of my mouth rise with some satisfaction. Pretty sure I fucked up Anon's leg even more. I wouldn't be surprised if that shit never heals now. I clean the bat with some disinfectant wipes I packed with everything else, and begin to carefully wrap it with the getup I just disguised myself in, kind of like a Christmas present. After putting the clothes and bat away and zipping the bag shut, I sling it across my back and plan out my route. All that's left now is to head to Little True and get rid of the evidence. One of the few places that haven't abandoned me. About an hour passes and I finally enter one of the livelier areas of Little Trudome. This part of town kind of reminds me of home, making me feel at ease, even if only briefly. Approaching the end of the street corner, I turn around and instantly spot my destination. Dynamo's Pizzeria. As I approach the restaurant entrance, I glance through the windows to see the establishment filled almost to capacity. I'm honestly surprised. Why the hell are there so many people here on a Sunday night? Just what I fucking needed, an entire building full of people to see some Triceratops thug carry a duffel bag containing a bad Halloween costume and a formerly bloody bat. Let's just get this over with. Who's this? Where's your Snoot? I enter the restaurant, opening the door with one hand, carefully not to hit the door with my bag. A bell rings at my arrival, and my nostrils are hit with an overwhelming scent of cheese, tomato sauce, and meat. Carnivore meat. Waitress. Welcome to the historic Dynamo's. Table for one. Oh, there we go. A human woman calls to me with an unenthusiastic expression, dressed in a typical apron and a hat with the Dynamo's logo. I'm here to see the manager. Okay, hang on. We got a code K at the front desk. Code K? This bitch just called me a Karen. A Karen? I'm coming. I've had enough monkeys to deal with today already. Finally, the jolly-looking Tyrannosaurus Rex comes from around the corner where the server was looking. Hey, Trish, good to see ya. Just come in my office in the back. I'll be right with ya. Will do, Mo. I dryly nod as I begin to heed his direction, passing by all of the tables of people having their dinner as they stare at me. What the fuck are they looking at? Oh no, a Triceratops. She's gonna ruin our shitty dinner with her short temper. It takes all that I have to resist the urge to tell these shitheads off. Anon, Mom, no. They're like far away from Volcadera Bluffs, I believe. Mo is conspiring to murder Anon. Probably because of Ripley or something. Finally entered the room in the back to see a rather well-maintained and clean office, equipped with a filing cabinet, some shelves containing various awards and framed newspapers with, of course, some booze. Centered against the wall lies a rather clean-looking oak desk. The only objects on it were a filing board and 2 glasses. I'm surprised Mo manages to keep this place so clean, considering those tiny arms of his. I sit in the chair adjacent to the wall as I continue to wait for the lively Tyrannosaurus Rex. I'm overwhelmed with the thoughts that have been racing through my head the past few days. Are my siblings okay? Why isn't Reed answering my texts? Why couldn't I kill that skinny bastard? I had him right where I wanted him, but before I could finish him off, those 2 goody losers from school showed up and ruined everything. Would they even want to protect a piece of shit like him? Anon ruined everything. He took Fang away from me. Fang, I was reading that. Fang, my bandmate, my best friend, Alrighty, sorry about that. Just had to deal with some tables, you know how it is. I turn around and see the usually larger-than-life grin from the restaurant's owner dissipate to a rather calm one, portraying his usual persona as the door closes. So, did you do it? I nod as I unzip the duffel bag and show him the bat with the still bloody wipes, along with the shitty disguise. Mo lets out a deep sigh as he walks over the shelf and grabs a bottle of whiskey. You know, we normally don't serve underage patrons here, but yours looks like you could use a stiff drink right now. He offers me a glass as he returns the bottle to his desk. I'm not a patron. I beg to differ, considering all the jobs you've taken from me the past 2 months. He chuckles as he pours the whiskey into the 2 glasses, filling them both with Auburn ambrosia, but not before placing an envelope in front of me. I can briefly make out the shades of green through the paper. You know I didn't do this for the money. Yeah, but you'd be an idiot not to take it. Look, let me be real with you, kid. The only reason I had you do this because I owed a buddy a favor. Not that old Mo here had much of a choice. Hopefully, now that you taught this punk a lesson, he won't be a problem for him no more. Didn't want him to be a problem anymore, you should have given me a gun, not a bat. My retort elicits a groan from Mo in response as he begins to rub his eyes. Or rather, struggles to rub his eyes. Look, kid, we've already been over this. You've done good work so far, offering security and whatnot, but I don't need a hitman. Fucking coward, of course. He doesn't have the balls to see what needs to be done. You're kidding, right? That piece of shit deserves to die. If it weren't for him... Listen! Mo's voice bellows through the office, cutting me off. Listen, kid, maybe you's right, and Anon's a piece of shit. Maybe he is that and more. this obsession of yours with that kid ain't healthy. It's gonna eat you up from the inside out. It's not too late to change course. He's a good kid. He can stop taking these types of jobs from me and get back on the right path. It's not too late to take back your life. What the hell does he know? I pick up the glass and down the entire glass. The harsh liquid trickling down my throat helps ease my nerves before setting it back down on the desk. My life ended a long time ago, Mo. I proceed to stand up and walk towards the exit, but I call out before I open the door. I'll be back next Friday. My response elicits yet another sigh from him as he further deflates in his desk and picks up his own glass. Yeah, sure. Be seeing you then, kiddo. I exit back into the restaurant and close the door behind me. I do my best to avoid looking at those nosy pricks at the table as they glance my way with judging eyes. What the hell do they know? Have a good day. The skinny server calls to me with a dull expression as I promptly ignore her and walk out the door, once again ringing the entry bell. Now that that's dealt with, I just want to get back to my apartment and not have to worry about anyone else. Mo and his high and mighty bullshit, or Reed just being high in general. After what happened that day, Reed really started to lose himself with that Carf shit. I'm not even sure how much of him is left, to be honest. It fills me with pain every time I come home and I see less of him there. I don't want to bury any more friends. As I walk home through the dark streets of Little Tredone, my mind continues to be overwhelmed as I'm reminded by just how shitty life has been. After I proved to be disappointing as always, my family threw me away, failing school and just being a shitty sister. My former has been particularly fucking me over the most. Not many places want to hire a Triceratops dropout. Well, I'm just another bad egg. I'm just gonna cause trouble. Fuck all of them. And the worst of all, that fucking Skinny is still alive. Who the fuck does he think he is? Coming out of nowhere and ruining Verm drama. Destroying everything we had going, and he took Fang away from us. From me. I love them more than anything else, and he fucking killed them. I swear, I will find him again, and I will bash his brains out the next time for sure. Okay, back to Anon. YTs, man. Hold up, this is my first time ever seeing Mo open his eyes. I think he opened his eyes in other mods. The next 3 days have been excruciating, but thankfully quick. Not surprisingly, since I lost all sense of time a while ago. Trying to ignore a massive headache that makes my skull feel like it's shrinking as it crushes my brain. I've just been staring at the wall for the past couple of minutes, gazing upon its yellow-stained brilliance. Although I can't say these past 3 days have been any more productive or eventful than the norm. A typical rock ring session here, trolling some Kenyan gum enthusiast forums there, not to mention my attempts to find a new Adderall hookup haven't been exactly successful. As it turned out, that bitchy pharmacist at the usual shop notified all the other pharmacies in the area, so I got blacklisted as a junkie. Just my fucking luck. Since I ran out of meds, I've had to rely solely on shitty dollar store coffee to keep me awake. Even then, it hasn't exactly helped. I passed out at 2 in the morning, right on top of my desk while watching a Saturnia marathon. The dreams I had were the same. The less I think about them, the better. Despite all the hell I've been through these past couple of months, my mood has improved slightly over the past few days since my reunion with Rosa and Stella. Never in my life did I ever expect to run into them again, nor would I expect they would want anything to do with me. I was so convinced that they would just abandon me once Rosa drove me home, after having me stay the night, They've been chatting with me every day. Both of them. Rosa and I mainly talked about what's been happening at Volcano High since the shooting. It was through Rosa that I learned that Principal Spears resigned about 2 weeks after the incident, along with Mr. Fernsworth and Mr. Suki. Thank God Mr. Suki's gone. Good riddance. Can't say I blame them. It couldn't have been easy on their conscience, knowing students died. Students under their care died. Youths that they guided through the daily slog, there one day, and gone on that very same day. Through our texting sessions, Rosa dominated most of the conversations, frequently inquiring about my well-being after I accidentally confessed to being a schizo. Have they been bothering you today, Anon? How has your sleep been? Part of me feels that I'm just talking with my mother rather than my friend. Is that supposed to mean something? Rosa? Drink. Oh boy. Although Rosa has done more for me in the past week than my actual mom has done me. My actual mom's done for me in the last 6 months, possibly ever even. For as engaging as my texts with Rosa have been, my conversations with Stella have been far more engaging. The girl I met last Sunday, who ran away at the sight of me, broke down in a panic due to my freakout, was nowhere to be found during those texts. Stella was a lot more outgoing, asking about any anime I've been checking out while telling me the new shows she's seen. Her taste has improved, if only slightly. It turns out she even plays video games too, which makes sense, since anime and tarot readings can get boring after a while. Although that's where our tastes seem to diverge, as she plays typical weeb trash like God Collision, Last Wish 14 Online, and of course fucking Parasorna. I'd say I'm surprised, honestly. Mama Rosa. Additionally, she told me that she's been trying to become a better artist by practicing in her free time. She even sent me some of her photos of her art. Is God Collision a God Him reference? Probably. I'm assuming. Knowing Stella, I was expecting some basic Fujo shit. Still, the images I got were actually pretty well done. It just goes to show how little I really knew about Stella until now. How little I knew about Rosa and Stella, actually. All of Stella's work seems to be the same general kind of idea. Close-ups of anime characters. Some surrounded by flowers, one of them obscured by bathing in the stars. However, the one piece that stood out to me was her drawing of a particularly long, white-haired human woman clutching her chest in the sea of stars. Her eyes closed shut, tears staining her cheeks, and yet the expression painted across her face showed peace rather than sadness. Well, I'm not going to pretend that I know the first thing about art. I can tell she poured much of herself into these drawings. Despair, sorrow, fear, and yet there's hope. While her art is clearly influenced by the anime she watches, paired with the typical occultist art found on tarot cards, many of her drawings seem to be driven by her own emotions and the trauma she endured. Stella didn't explain the meanings of these pieces when she sent them to me. She only asked for feedback, and seeing how sensitive she was when I saw her a couple of days ago, I didn't feel comfortable asking what the pieces really represented. I'll ask her later. Rosa did say she wanted to take us out to dinner today. It was originally going to be lunch, but I guess something happened during her gardening club meeting, so we had to delay it to later in the day. But still, it's nice to see them again. For the longest time, I was prepared to spend my life as a hermit, but since those two came back into my life, I felt something inside me that I haven't felt in a long time. I feel alive. What the fuck? The PTSD coming in clutch. A sudden rhythmic banging emerges from the door, causes me to jump slightly, hurting my leg again. Thankfully, I'm in my bed. I probably would have bumped against my desk if I was sitting in my chair. I don't want a repeat of the cigarette incident. My legs practically being held together by a shitload of gauze bandage, so I really need to be careful. Shuffling myself out of the warm mattress and taking a hold of my crutches, I wobble over to the front door. For the first time in a while, I did some cleaning. My apartment still looks like shit, but at least I won't be tripping on all the garbage anymore. The remaining mess is now regulated to my dresser and countertop. Oh boy, here we go. Jump scare time. Quietly leaning against the door, I clutch the knife in my pocket as I take a peek through the peephole. Of course, yeah, fang wings. I can only make out a blur of white obscuring a rundown hallway. Glancing closely, I can make out feathers? No. Is this real? Is she in my head? How's she able to knock on the door? Is it her parents? Didn't her mother have white feathers too? If Trish could find me, then they would be able to as well. Fuck. Open the door already. Wait, Rosa? I instinctively rub my eyes with my free hand and gaze back into the peephole to see a rather expectant-looking ankylosaurus who appears to be holding something behind her back. Anon, are you home? Wait, how the hell did she even find my room number? She's only ever dropped me off in front of the entrance. Taking my weight off the door, I unlock it and manage to open it with my free hand, leaning my back against the door for support. Hola, Anon. It's good to see you again. Ready to get some dinner? Wait, that was today? Well, you were expecting it today, buddy. Buddy, it was like not even 5 minutes ago. You were expecting it today. And now you're like, wait, that's today? I mean, I have a goldfish brain, but when I get invested in this stuff, I keep a good eye out. Most of the time, I'd like to think. Fuck me, I really lost all sense of time, but who am I to say no to a meal? Ready as I'll ever be. And the thing is, this is based off of a fanfic that was already written. Who let this go for so long? I was not thinking clearly. Thank God it's Rosa. Stella and Olivia crossover when, I don't know. Wonderful. Oh, but I have something for you before we go. Rosa moves her arm, revealing a leg brace in her hands. Your madre was able to get you a new leg brace to replace the one that was broken. For me? I don't know what to say. You can thank me by coming with us for a good time. A good time, you say? I can't help but feel a smile form on my lips as well. The sensation has become so foreign over the past few months that I've forgotten what it feels like. Nobody has been this kind to me in what feels like years. Thank you, Rosa. This means a lot to me. I'm about to say more, but it occurs to me that something is missing. Where's Stella? Oh, Stella's just waiting for us by the elevator. Wait, why didn't she come with Rosa? It's not like we haven't talked the past few days. You're mumbling again, Anon. Oh. Speaking Spanish. She's happy to see you, but you must remember how she is right now. Yeah, that's true. I suppose that makes sense, given her shy nature. It makes sense that she would have an easier time conversing over text rather than in person, especially with everything that's happened to her. No hoodie. Doomer Stella. Just missing the beanie. As we approach the elevators, my eyes begin to spot a certain lime-colored stego leaning against the wall on the ground. currently engrossed by her phone with her headphones plugged in. She actually seems rather calm for someone sitting by herself in the city's shittiest apartment complex. Stella? My words... Wait, oh, there's Anon saying that, not Rosa. My words echo through the hall as the preoccupied Stella ignores my words as she watches whatever's on her phone. I mean, she's got her earbuds in. She's not going to hear you. Stella, it's... No, melting. Ah, I'm melting. Stella shouts in a reply to Rosa's sudden touch while remaining seated on the ground, hyperventilating. The reaction almost caused me to land on my own ass. It's hard enough keeping balance on crutches. Hey, este bien. Look, Anon's here. Now we're ready to go. Stella's breathing slowed down and she looked past Rosa. The distressed expression painted across her face quickly warmed up as soon as she recognized me. Hey, Anon, it's good to see you again. You too, Stella. There's gotta be more I can say than just that. Think, Anon, think. So, how's that Viking anime you told me about the other day? I can feel her tension ease at that question. As she lifts herself off the ground, and a slight smile on her face becomes more apparent. Oh, I finished it already. It was such a good show. You should definitely watch it. Okay, Niños, we should probably get going and continue this conversation in the car, see? Stella and I both nod, and the three of us continue our way out of my apartment. I wonder where Rosa has in mind anyway. Watch it be Dynamos again. Betting on Dynamos. Chapter 3. We're in the home stretch of the demo. Chud Stella. For what? Oh, because of the Doomer. Or is it, the skin row has fallen. Millions must weeb out. No, not depressed Stella. Nothing but that. Someone turned down the AC for Stella. No, we don't serve skinnies, but they sure do employ them. About 15 minutes passed since we left Skin Row, and the drive felt nice. The rhythm stayed the same as the past two times, with Rosa in the driver's seat, Stella in the passenger seat, and myself in the back seat all to myself. Granted, I always preferred the back seat, especially when I went on long drives with my parents when I was younger. However, back then, I didn't have to position my mangled leg to avoid hurting it. I take notice of said leg, now equipped with a leg brace where it was broken. The brace definitely made it more comfortable and manageable. Trying to move around with a broken leg, having no way to hold it in place, was difficult to say the least. However, the lively conversations I had with Rosa and Stella helped me forget some of the pain. Learning about what these two have been up to since graduating was quite refreshing. Graduated? Isn't Rosa like a super senior still? Stella might have graduated maybe, but by how she reacts, I think she might have dropped out. I'd assume Stella dropped out. But Rosa's like a super senior. This makes no sense. Stella was telling us how she started a new art piece she was working on after being inspired by some anime, of course. Meanwhile, Rosa had told me about Spears' replacement and most likely the source of much of her stress. Merida, I tell you, Principal Roberts, is this Miss Roberts? Principal Roberts is going to be the death of me. There's always something that's never good enough. Meetings should be handled this way, or you can't make that change. I miss Principal Spears. He may have been strict, but at least he was fair. Damn, this new principal sounds like a real hard-ass. Spears may have been an exception to the rule, but if you aren't a tyrannical dickbag, Are you even a school principal? From the passenger seat's window, Stella gazes at our surroundings before turning to the driver. Rosa, where did you say we'd eat again? I was curious about that myself. Where did Rosa want to take us? I don't recall her saying anything other than she wanted to take us out to dinner. Oh, it's this lovely little... I called it! I called it! It's so predictable! It's this lovely little Italian place over in Little Trudon. My heart sinks ever so slightly at those words. She doesn't mean... Remember that concert we went to last year? No. Fuck. Out of all the places we could have gone out for dinner, why does it have to be at that place? Oh, nice! Stella replies, full of fanged enthusiasm. It isn't hard to tell that she isn't the most enthusiastic about eating at that restaurant either. Yeah, that's where she fucking bled out, wasn't it? As Rosa's car approaches our destination, the large neon sign begins to reflect the colors across the windshield. Dynamos. Taco Bell. Taco Bell would have been better. Taco Bell would have been better. Rosa put the car in park, surprisingly far away from the building. A quick glance in front of us shows that most of the nearby parking spots have already been occupied by different cars. Wait, did they say today was Friday? That I don't remember. It's really busy tonight. Hopefully the wait to get in isn't too long. Yeah, no kidding. I try to hide the guilt and shame bubbling inside me with a nonchalant reply. Yeah, my attention is directed towards the stammering Stego in the driver's seat. Wait, Stella's driving? Stella's driving now? I don't think I'd trust a PTSD Stego driving the car, just saying. Visibly uncomfortable, her eyes pointed at the dashboard. Rosa notes this and places a hand on her shoulder. Stella, we can't afford to crash right now. Keep it together. Hey, it's okay, Stella. I'm sure it won't be too bad in there. Plus, you got Anon in me, see? Well, yes, you're right. Wait, why did she... You need help with the car door, Anon. Oh wait, was that supposed to be French? Are we bringing French Stella back again? You need help with the car door, Anon. There's this question snaps me out of my own thoughts. Oh, that caught me off guard. I should be okay. I attempted to open the door to my right and carefully move my non-crippled leg out of the car and onto the ground. It's super awkward, but I catch on quickly. Bueno, let's go have some dinner now, shall we? The three of us proceed to make our way to the entrance of Dynamo's. Rosa tries to match my slow pace, seemingly concerned about my walking ability. Stella, on the other hand, walks more slowly than either of us. I turn my head to see her trailing behind, hood over her head and both of her hands in her pocket. She's clearly not looking forward to this dinner. I can't say that I blame her. An uneasy feeling of dread and regret grow larger the closer we get to the restaurant. It is a tight feeling gripping my chest like a vice as I drag my feet towards the building. The restaurant is owned by Fang's uncle, who let us use the place as the band's first ever venue. The restaurant where we had our first date, where I got to see the girl behind that angry mask. Only for me to fuck it all up and force that mask back on her. Anon, are you okay? I just realized Rosa's essentially the Tard Wrangler here. Oh, no, give me my tea, damn it. Rosa the Tard Wrangler. Fuck. Rosa must have heard me mumbling. How much did she hear? Yeah, I'm fine. Sorry, I was just thinking about some stuff I'm dealing with at home. I tried to deflect Rosa's question, but she doesn't seem to buy my answer completely. Okay, but remember, we're always here for you if you need to talk. Crisis averted, at least for now. Then out of nowhere, Stella just has a panic attack. Three of us finally make our way inside of the restaurant. To none of our shock, it's fairly busy today. There's already a group of people in front of us, college students by the looks of them, pining for a table. Glancing around the establishment, I can count the empty tables on my hand. Eyes wander to the table where Fang and I sat. It's currently occupied by a disinterested family of four. The emotions hit me all at once like a flood. Regret. Sorrow. Sure like that word a lot. Longing. I'm too distracted by my own pity party to acknowledge the overwhelming scent of cheese and tomato sauce in the air. Okay, I gotta admit it smells pretty good. Far better than the microwavable cardboard that passes for pizza that I've been partially living off of for months now. Hello, welcome to Historic Dynamo's. Table for three tonight. A human woman greets us with a rather monotone voice. She does look surprised to see another human in this part of town, though, as evidenced by her suddenly eyeing me up and down. See, just us three. Right this way. As we walk towards our table, I get glances from some of the restaurant's patrons as I pass their tables. Their expressions ranging from curiosity to confusion. I mean, I'm used to this shit by now. But it's not like they've never seen a human anymore. After all, who's the one that got their table? The waitress directed us to the table in the center of the establishment, facing my friends and me as she abruptly stops. I'm starting to crumble, guys. This table okay with you guys? Oh, it looks like we're gonna have to have the special handicap table now, ma'am. I can't help but notice that Stella's struggling to speak up. The hood is draped over her head while avoiding eye contact with anyone. Excellent, gracias. The waitress turns to leave, but snaps back towards us, looking like she almost forgot the first rule of hospitality. Yeah, where are our drinks? Oh, can I get you anything to drink? No, I'll just have a lemonade, por favor. Funny, I always did see her as a lemonade type of girl. And what about you, sir? Oh, I'll have a Coca-Cola, no ice, please. I almost went with Stroke-a-Cola. Yeah, I'm having a stroke right now. Stella's gonna be having a stroke when she gets called on, I bet. God, I'm eager to have a caffeinated beverage that doesn't taste like mold for once. And can I have a strawberry milkshake, please? Does this look like the type of place that would serve milkshakes? Oh, there we go. Defeated. Oh. I get that working customer service must be soul-draining work, but does this waitress really need to be such a cunt? All Stella asked for was a milkshake. It's okay, it's okay. Can we just get her something like a strawberry soda? Surely you have that on the menu. Yeah, we might have something like that. 10 out of 10 service, huh? See, no es broma. She didn't need to be that much of a puta. It's okay, guys. I'm fine with strawberry soda. Estego's affirmation causes a soft smile to form on Rosa's lips. However, anything she says in reply to that is drowned out by the voices throughout the restaurant. Oh no, the PTSD is kicking in. I swear Mr. Jefferson needs to get the stick out of his ass. His deadlines make no sense. We'll see, Jessica. If we have time to stop on the way home, we can check it out. I think they gave me the herbivore sausage by mistake. The surrounding voices drown out my own thoughts, almost overwhelmingly. I mean, I think she's cute, but I'm just not sure if it's the right time to ask her out, you know? For the last time, I don't care about this new Claws of Duty game. Literally, all of them are the same, and they get worse every time. You never truly cared about me, Anon, did you? There's Fang. Oh, wait, what? What was I to you? A joke? A toy? Another project to fix? PTSD coming on. Wait, where is she? I just want to gaze... Wait, I want to gaze around the room, but I find myself without the energy to do so. Tell me, the only reason you pretend to care about me... Tell me, is the only reason you pretended to care about me... Stop it. Or so that you can get into my pants the last night we had together. Please. Before you killed me. No. Anon. A nearby voice pulls me out of my stupor, and I see both Stella and Rosa looking at me expectantly. Huh? Sorry, what did you guys say? We asked what you were thinking of ordering. Alright, dinner. I looked down at the menu and start thinking of what to get. I could still faintly hear Fang's words coming from somewhere in the restaurant. Damn, I haven't eaten that good in God knows how long. I'd almost forgotten what the taste of an actual pizza was like. I miss the rich, cheesy heaven. Rosa sat across from me, enjoying her chicken Alfredo, or rather a herbivore version of chicken Alfredo, which sounds much less appetizing. Stella, on the other hand, skipped straight. I would not consider Rosa to be an eater of synthetic meat. Hell no. Stella, on the other hand, maybe she'd probably eat. I could see Stella eating synthetic meat. She seems like the type that would. Stella, on the other hand, skipped straight to the dessert and ordered herself a tiramisu. Wait, tiramisu? Which she barely touched. They'd serve that at the pizzeria? Like, maybe I could believe the chicken Alfredo, but a tiramisu? I don't know. She barely touched, although she's been quiet all evening. I think coming to a crowded restaurant might not have been the best decision for her. We all spent dinner catching up with each other. However, it was mainly Rosa and I speaking. Stella barely said a word. So, Anon, I've been meaning to ask you, was there anything you kept in... Was there anybody you kept in touch with after you know? Well, considering how I thought everyone I was close with was either dead or hated my guts, keeping in touch didn't seem like a big priority. Not really. Rosa and Stella are pretty much the only friends I had in the past 4 months. Aside from you two, I can't say that I have. I answer truthfully as my hands slump on the table. The other friends I made, well... My response causes Rosa's expression to sour, followed by a look of slight confusion. What about Trish and Reed? Didn't you used to spend time with them? Those two. It isn't hard to imagine how they feel about me, and I can't say I blame them. My best friend wound up dead because of my negligence. I'd be surprised if they didn't want my head on a stick. But speaking of wanting me dead, I'm about 90% sure it was Trish who tried to make that happen the other day. We weren't on the best terms to begin with, Rosa. We got in a bit of an argument at prom. Besides, the painful memories return to me. Things Trish screamed at me when, you know, I'm not sure she wants anything to do with me. Rosa looks down slightly, a sympathetic frown growing on her face, clearly upset by the revelation I just dropped. Plus, there was that whole shit with Trish sabotaging the projector during the assembly. I know it's hard. I was reading. I know it's hard, but please don't swear at the table. They were just mad that you had better taste in waifus than them. Stella coming out of nowhere with that. I feel like that's out of pocket. I don't think Stella would be saying this in her state, but go on. What? Both Rosa and I looked to each other with a surprised look on our faces before turning to Stella, who was sporting an uncharacteristically smug look on her face as she picks off a piece of her tiramisu. Okay, focusing on myself is depressing enough as it is. Well, let's change the subject. How about you guys? Anyone you kept in touch with from school? No, I'm gonna melt. You know, I'm melting down. Sorry, I was reading. Sorry, I didn't mean to bring it up as if it was. It's okay, but no. I did keep in touch with a few amigos of mine, but I'm afraid that's nobody that you knew when you were at school. I guess that makes sense. Even when I did become acquainted with Rosa and Stella, I never really got to learn much about them. I wonder if she kept in touch with... What was I thinking about? My mind suddenly struggles to remember my current train of thought. That PTSD kicking in again. The voices in the restaurant start to become increasingly loud and distracting. All the monotonous and mundane conversations about their lives, school, work, and new movies start to increase in volume and intensity. Until I hear more voices that don't sound like they're really a part of the restaurant's ambience. What's wrong, Anon? Can't get your fix? Starting to get shaky. Fucking junkie. Imagine surviving both a gunshot and a beating only to die in a restaurant from fucking withdrawal. These voices become alarmingly familiar, not sounding like they belong to one singular voice, but three different voices overlapping with each other. Wait, those were colored, weren't they? Can I scroll back? Orange would be Reed, right? Oh no, then that's like a light tan. I was gonna say that could probably have been Fang. Never mind. They're gonna ditch you too. It's only a matter of time. You'll always be nothing but a loser, a waste of space. Your parents didn't want you. Your friends didn't want you. I didn't want you. I can't take this anymore. Excuse me. I interrupt Stella and Rose's conversation to excuse myself. The voices having become so loud to the point where I don't even know the words out of my mouth are audible. As I make my way towards the bathroom, of course, you sure probably just went for fresh air. Bathroom's never good for that. As I make my way to the bathroom, I briefly catch a worried expression of both my friends. My head feels like it's wobbling back and forth as I struggle to maintain my balance as I pass by several diners and tables. I can make out the sign of the bathroom on the restaurant's corner as I quickly waddle towards the men's room and push open the door. Watch, you're gonna run into Mo or some shit. Without a second thought, I make my way towards the sink. Some cold water should knock sense into me. Turning on the faucet with one hand while using it to support myself, I grab a handful of water and splash it into my face. I wasn't expecting the water to be that cold. Regardless, the ice-cold water splashing against my face helps to snap me out of whatever bullshit my brain was putting me through. Who am I kidding? No, it doesn't. Fuck. Sure went for a cigarette break, buddy. What did that one guy on the Australian blacksmithing forum say? Inhale, count to 4, exhale, and count to 4. Taking a hold of my right clutch with my free hand, I close my eyes and take a deep breath. 1, 2. Oh no! Oh no! Fang everywhere. Fangajima everywhere. I snap my eyes open and feel a sudden chill down my spine. Before I can make it through the next 2 numbers, my eyes take a notice of the figures behind me, making my heart drop. The mirror's reflections show 3 reverends surrounding me, crimson staining their angelic white wings, their beautiful amber eyes now pale and lifeless, contrasting the hateful glare that haunted my dreams a couple of nights ago. Their stares feel as cold as ice, but despite the nightmarish presence, the facial expressions tell a different story. Unable to move, I can only stare at the trio of apparitions, my eyes growing heavier and heavier. Pain, anguish, sorrow, frustration. How many times are we going to just keep hearing stuff like that? I eventually give in and close my eyes as the tears begin to flow. I'm so sorry, Fang. The light returns to my eyes when I open them back up. However, all I see in the mirror is my own reflection, tears staining my face, after expressing regret to a figment of my imagination. I need some fresh air. And everything's so wobbly. Having a hold of my left crutch, I turn around and hobble out the door, but not before another figure stops me dead in my tracks. So it's either going to be Rosa or Mo. No, of course it was Trish, wasn't it? A figure that hasn't haunted me before, but one I'm all too familiar with. I had a feeling it could have been Trish, but I felt like it'd be way too soon for Trish. But here we are. A violet triceratops girl of short stature, wearing a yellow hoodie and red boots. I take it this is probably where the demo is going to end, huh? Trish. She takes notice of me, wearing my own shocked expression. What the hell is she doing here? She didn't die? Why the fuck is this happening? It's not real, Anon. It's just your mind playing tricks on you. Get a hold of yourself outside and get some air. Don't go outside with Trish. Do not go outside with Trish. No, don't. That's where she wants to fucking... No. Moving it quickly, I pass by the shade of my former nemesis, but not before catching a glance of her surprise, turning to rage as she mutters to herself. Fucking bastard. She's not real, Anon. She's not real. Exiting the corridor, my eyes spot the table I was sitting at. Okay, so we're going back to the table, not going outside. That's good. I'm only to make out Stella's face since Rosa's back's turned to me. Stella's sporting a look of discomfort, not unlike my own. I can't let them see me like this. Carefully navigating through the restaurant, I do everything I can to avoid being seen by the 2 of them. So I guess we are going outside, okay. I just need to get out of here for a second. Same as before, I get stares and funny looks from most of the tables I pass by. Judging me, inspecting me, pitying me. I don't know if I'd want to be alone right now, buddy. Passing by all the tables, I walk straight towards the front door, hit the automated door button with my elbow. I don't even wait for the door to open all the way. I walk straight out of the entrance as the cool wind blasts my face. The sensation intensified from the cool water I just splashed on my face moments ago. A group of doves fly out from the sign and disperse into the night sky. I must have startled them by accident. I take in a deep breath and gaze at my surroundings. The lights illuminate the street with the absence of the sun. Taking notice of the bench next to the restaurant, I sit and attempt to collect my thoughts. A sense of relief washes over me as I take the pressure off of my leg. Or maybe that's just from getting away from a crowded restaurant. Fuck, these hallucinations have been getting worse and worse. And if I'm not hearing random voices or seeing the ghosts of everyone I heard, I'm dealing with these fucking nightmares almost every night to the point where it's unbearable. I'd imagine I would have grown desensitized to this by now, considering all the shooters I've played and gore I've seen online. But to see it happen before my own eyes and have it played in my mind on repeat, day after day, it's torture. The only comfort I can find is in a fistful of pills or drugging myself with enough caffeine to keep me awake for days. Every nightmare, every hallucination reminds me more and more just how badly I fucked up. How much I failed Fang. I feel my eyes start to water as the misery starts to fill my heart. Anon, are you okay? Turning my head to face the source of the voice, I see Stella standing to my right, hands behind her back with a worried expression. No Tard Wrangler? Where's our Tard Wrangler, Stella? We can't be out here by ourselves. Not really, but I'll survive. I sigh before myself on the bench to make room for her. You mean slot? What is this sentence? Okay. Stella takes my movement as an invitation to sit, the concerned expression unchanged. Are you sure? You went to the bathroom in quite a hurry, and I was worried something was wrong. As Stella asks her question, I notice that she's less anxious than I've ever seen her. Yeah, totally out of character for PTSD, Stella. I may have told Rosa about what's going on with me, but I don't have to spill my spaghetti just yet with Stella. Yeah, I just needed some fresh air. How about you? What brings you out here? The question seemingly catches her off guard. It's clear her main focus was checking up on me and seemingly nothing else. I also needed to step away for a second. Tard Wrangler free? Or are we all just sick of Rosa? The restaurant was too crowded and too loud, and it was just all too much for me. I'm about to speak, but it looks like she has more to say, her brow furrowing and exasperation growing. I told Rosa that I was worried that I'd be too busy tonight, but she just said, "Oh, it'll be fine, don't worry." Her voice grows with frustration as she rants about her friend's decision. I'm tempted to open my mouth and try to offer what little comfort I can, but that's when it hits me. She's clearly been holding in these frustrations for some time. Yeah, Stella don't like her Tard Wrangler. It's just better to let her vent it all. After all, there's a time to speak and a time to listen. Ending one Anon didn't learn that yet. I love Rosa like a sister, and I know how much she cares about me. But I just wish for once she would listen to me. Oh no. I can see Cynthia. I wanted to go to this really cool boba place by the mall, but she brushed it off like it was nothing. Now that I think about it, Stella seems to have been a little on edge all evening. Isn't Fannin like Stella like rich or something? Couldn't mommy or daddy bring her there? I don't know. I just assumed that was just her being shy as usual. Didn't really think there was more to it than that. Is Rosa really being that pushy with Stella? feel like Rosa doesn't listen to what I have to say sometimes. Only what she wants me to say. Do I say something now? Like we have a choice, Anon. This is a fanfic, not a mod. Before I can think how to respond, Stella's face looks surprisingly surprised and quickly turns to shame. Oh no, I said too much, didn't I? You haven't said enough. I'm sorry. Yours has been nothing but nice to me, and I must sound like such an ungrateful friend to say that. I mean, honestly, I don't know what to make of the situation between the two. I don't want to find myself in the middle of it. Although, the way that Stella is looking at me expectantly, as if she's looking to find solace with my assurance. From what she said, it doesn't seem that Stella has any ill will towards Rosa, only annoyance. Nah, I get it. You feel like she doesn't listen to what you have to say. That's pretty understandable. I mean, she said that like twice. Honestly, I'd be frustrated too in a situation like that. Stella's expression softened with my words. Have you considered talking to her about how you feel? Oh, fuck. She's gonna melt down. We triggered her. I think I said something wrong. I can't. It'd be... I mean, I don't want to upset her. This is what I'm trying to say. PTSD Stella upsetting Rosa? Impossible. She's the only friend I have left ever since... Stella abruptly cuts herself off with an expression that looks like she's been stabbed in the gut. They killed... Fang killed Chad Shark, Anon. I have no one anymore. I mean, she's pretty much one of my only friends aside from you. Glad to know I'm not alone in that regard. But hey, I wanted to ask. Shit, she doesn't know, does she? Oh, did Rosa tell her? If you wanted to come over... If you wanted to come with me to that boba shop by the mall tomorrow... Oh. Well, how are we getting there, Stella? Because apparently our Tard Wrangler won't take us there. And I don't have a car. I don't even think I could drive with my legs, Stella. Even if I could. Oh. Wait, is she asking me out? It's okay if you don't want to come in. I'm sorry. Goodbye. Stella turns away, seemingly dejected by my lack of response. Unless I was mumbling again like a retard. Damn, I didn't mean it like that. It just caught me off guard. Why would anyone want to spend time with me? Alone, no less. Wait! The words caused Stella to turn back to me, her eyes widening slightly. Sorry, it's just... Sorry, I'm just dealing with a lot of shit right now. That's... Fuck, Anon, you can do better than that. What I'm saying is that I'd love to check that place out with you. Stella's face completely does a 180 as she looks the happiest I have ever seen her since we were both in high school. Really? Thank you, Anon. I'm so happy you want to come too. Stella's glee is reminiscent of her old personality. Before I can open my mouth, I'm suddenly hit with a blast of pressure, my mind taking a second to register Stella pulling me into a rather tight hug. That came out of nowhere. I feel like we need a few more instances together, Stella, before you're just hugging me. I don't think you've ever hugged me in Snoot Game. In fact, Rosa's hugged me in Snoot Game. Shocked by this reaction, all I can do is simply wrap my own arms around the shy Stega rather awkwardly. Though I think that was like one of ending 3 or 4. Anon ending 1 Anon has not been hugged by Rosa, I don't think. No. We should probably head back inside. Rosa's probably worried about us by now. like a normal turd regular should. She's right, especially considering how I left the table. I do feel kind of bad of leaving her all alone. Hopefully she's not too pissed at me. I'm sure she'll understand. I may be a cripple, but I'm not that crippled. Still, I reach for her hand and she helps me from the bench. If it's okay with you, let's probably not tell Rosa about our plans tomorrow. Stella, who's bringing us over to the mall? Stella, you had to have thought this through, right? We just can't walk there. I can't walk there. Probably for the best. Part of me is surprised that Stella wants to hang out with a weird schizo like me, or why she hugged me like that. I wonder, did she? Is she asking me out on a date? You got a license, Stella. Back to Trish again. Like, how is a PTSD stego going to be driving? All it takes is one honk from behind her to fucking set her off. A couple minutes earlier. Leaning against the wall, I try to collect my thoughts, or what's left of them, as I wait for my boss. Or if I could even hear my own thoughts. The goddamn chatter in this place makes it impossible to do so. Damn ceiling birds. Seriously, what the fuck is this? It's taking this fossil so long. The way he talked to me on the phone made it sound like it was urgent, but considering how he's nowhere in sight makes it feel like he's just wasting my time. Not to mention my added concerns about leaving Reed at the apartment alone while he's high as a kite. Watch, he'll burn the whole place down. I really hope that what Mo has for me is worth it. Amidst the chaos of the restaurant, the first thing that coherently comes to my mind is my family. 3 sisters and 2 brothers, all alone, and Mom doing God knows what these days. To this day, I still hate myself for everything that went down that day. Get the fuck out. Don't ever come back here, bitch-ass Trigger. I don't blame them for one moment. I'll have every right to hate me after what I did. Lord knows I do. Since Mo's probably not going to pull the thumb out of his ass and come meet me, I'm going to go to the bathroom and freshen up a bit while I wait. I take 2 steps towards the restroom before the door to the men's room swings open. Emerging from the door anxiously is some fucking skinny. Wait, is that Anon? Ugly bald human, puke green clothes, a crutch under each shoulder, and an unbroken brace on his left leg. Yeah, it's definitely him. I can only stare in disbelief, unable to move, like my feet have been bolted to the ground and my arms tied down with cinder blocks. How the fuck is he still moving? He should be in a coma after what I did to him. Just the sight of him moving, alive and breathing, fills me with a feeling that can only be described as raw and primal. Pure, unfiltered rage. Before I can react, he wobbles past me as if I didn't exist, but I manage to catch him mumbling something on his way. It's not real, Anon, it's just your mind playing tricks. Fang did say that he mumbled shit out loud like a dumbass. Just thinking Fang and Anon in the same sentence infuriates me. Fucking bastard. I pause briefly as I look out from the hallway to see him waddling throughout the restaurant. A thought then occurs to me. I could kill him right now. Wait for him to go outside, wait till he's all alone, and finally put that bastard in the ground and out of his misery. And put him in the same realm as Fang? I'd at least give Fang a few more years alone. Fuck it, I've waited long enough. Oh no, another trigger. Before I can follow him, someone takes hold of my hand, stopping me in my tracks. I turn to see a rather imposing Triceratops man in uniform gripping me by the hand tightly. You're under arrest, Trish. I was ready to see you now. turned back to the seating area to see Anon nowhere in sight. He's completely gone. God fucking damn it. If it weren't for this fucking trigger, I would have been able to put this ape down once and for all. If it weren't for Mo. He's next on my shit list. I stomped my way towards the office of my dipshit boss with furious intent, brushing off the waiter who restrained me seconds ago. Flinging the door open, I'm greeted with Mo's disheveled clusterfuck of an office. I spot him sitting down at his desk, about to pour himself another glass of bourbon. Hey Trish, how you doing? Thank God it's Friday. Cut the shit, Mo. You had Anon here in your restaurant and you did nothing. My words clearly take Mo aback as he just gives me this wide-eyed stare and blinks a couple of times before speaking. Huh? Anon? Yes, are you deaf? He was just in here. Mo gazes at the ceiling with contemplation before sighing and looks down at me a couple of seconds later. Damn, guess today's really busy, huh? Anyways, you ready for that job I was telling yous about? If this senile old fossil listened to a single word I said. Anon is here, the skinny who ruined everything, ruined Verm drama, ruined my school and killed Fang, my... Did you not hear me? Anon is sitting in your fucking restaurant after everything he's done, and all you have to say is it's a busy day. Look, Trish, everyone's allowed in my restaurant as long as they don't mess with the business or anyone trying to have a meal. It gives me a stern look as if I'm the one in the fucking wrong here. I was hoping we could talk about that security job I was telling you about since little True's has been up ass over tits lately. The Tyrannosaurus begins rambling in his typical Big Apple accent, but my mind stops paying attention to it. Instead, I'm filled with utter disbelief. He doesn't give a shit at all. Wasn't Fang like a niece to him? Didn't they always talk about how cool of an uncle he was and how, because of him, our band was able to get our first live audience? And now he just wants to ignore everything that happened and let the fucking monkey who killed Fang walk off scot-free. I'm going to kill him, Mo. Just say the word. In the middle of my restaurant, out in the open. Don't be stupid. What fucking right does he have? You're the one who sent me after him, remember? You sent me to kill him. Why not let me finish the job? You wanted him dead. I wanted Ripley off my fucking back. Ripley? Fang's dad? Mo falls silent, but the stare he pierces me with says it all. Don't be a fool, Trish. Be the bigger person. Quit your yapping. As if I hadn't heard that shit from other people constantly. Why? Why are you so against it? Anon killed Fang, remember? No, he didn't, Trish. Lucy got herself killed. My fist clenches in response, not knowing to be madder at him for dead-naming Fang, or the fact that he just said Fang killed themselves. I met the kid, remember? I told him to be supportive of Lucy. Clearly he wasn't. Don't get me wrong, he's a stupid fucking kid, and he made a horrible, horrible mistake. But you can't deny that he must be hurting too, just as much as you. He's hurting. He's hurting? After all the times he ignored them, after all the times he misgendered them, and he's fucked us all over at the concert. How the fuck is he hurting, Mo? Because, Trish, he was in love with her. I know he was. The rage inside me reaches a boiling point. I can't take this anymore. So was I, asshole. I love Fang, Mo. Loved them ever since the 9th grade. I love their smile, their talent, their eyes. I wanted to tell them how I felt about them for the longest time, but I was scared. Scared someone as beautiful as them wouldn't think of the same of me. But when I worked up the courage to finally confess how I felt, Anon fucking shows up out of nowhere and ruins everything. The band, thing, everything. Now sets his glass down as he pushes himself away from his desk, looking at the ground with contemplation. That's why I'm gonna kill him, whether you like it or not. No, you're not. You know, you're not even doing the dirtiest of jobs around here. I don't think you want the ones who do pay you a visit, do you feel me? Moe's piercing glare doesn't faze me at all. There's no reasoning with this pussy. Fang would be ashamed that that they even called him an uncle. You know what? Screw you, Mo. I'm done. I turn away from him, stomping towards the door, and place my hand on the handle. But before I can turn it, he calls out, "Trish, wait." Why, asshole? Didn't you want me to leave? This ain't what Lucy would have wanted. So I should just forget everything, pretend it never happened, act like Fang never existed, and let that skinny piece of shit live happily ever after? You think he's happily ever after? You don't know a fucking thing of what Fang would have wanted. I fling the door open as my eardrums fill with the restaurant's ambience, drowning out whatever else Mo has to say. If he even has anything left to say. Walking down the hall of the lively restaurant, I notice the emergency exit being left open by a brick, allowing anyone to enter and exit without triggering the alarm. Wonderful. I don't feel like going out the main entrance and looking at any of those pompous fucks in the eye. Pushing open the door, I'm hit with a rather chilling breeze, as if the November wind is sweeping me into the night. I find myself in the alleyway behind Moe's, garbage bags scattered all around me, rats picking at the remains in search of scraps. If this geezer could pay me to do jobs for him, why is buying a dumpster out of the question? Oh, whatever. I don't think I'll find that ape here anytime soon, so I'll probably just go home. Assuming Reed hasn't burned our apartment down, that is. Exiting the alleyway, I enter the streets, ready to check out for the night. However, a pair of familiar voices pull me from my stupor. Oh, watch, she's gonna overhear Stella talking about, "Let's go to the mall!" If you consider talking to her about how you feel. And I can't. I don't want to upset her, is what I'm trying to say. She's the only friend I ever had left since... Guess he didn't leave after all. I quickly turned away to distance myself from the voices, taking cover behind the corner I just emerged from moments ago. My eyes finally spot Anon on a bench, talking with Stella. That weird stego bitch from high school. She always was a fucking loser back then, so I can't say I'm surprised to see them together. I still remember that presentation she did about anime in sophomore year, and about how most of the class got detention for laughing at her to the point where she left the room in tears. I mean, if you can't handle it, why act like a weirdo in the first place? My thoughts are interrupted when Stella gets up from the bench, turning away from Anon, not before this crippled monkey of a man rises and starts saying something that causes her to turn around and wait. She's fucking hugging him? Why? Not trying to give myself away, I have to mentally fight the urge to gag at what I just saw. Wait. Please just ask her out? What was previously disgust quickly turned to anger, spreading through my body like an inferno. Oh, someone's jealous. Was one fucking person not enough for him to ruin? Well, don't you hate Stella? Wouldn't you like it that he's going to ruin Stella? I don't understand Trish in this mod, man. Still, it's not like there's really much left to ruin in someone like Stella. But the two of them seem to be close, and I'm assuming they're close with Rosa too, since she was with them both when she stopped me. Fucking bitch. I'll have to watch her and Rosa, since Mo's useless to me now. These two should lead me to them. I'm coming for you, fucking skinny. 40 minutes later in Skin Row. God damn. Can't remember the last time I ate that well. Real food for a change, too. Not what passes for food in the freezer section at the dollar store. Yeah, you took this. I think this is the third time you told us, Anon. At this point, I'm feeling tempted to give Rosa a gift basket filled with Adderall and cigarettes and some coffee packets. Although I think I see what Stella was talking about when she said and I returned to the table. Rosa was not thrilled about us disappearing. Yeah, she's a very bad tard wrangler. Speaking Spanish. You left the table in a trance without a word, not to mention how long you were gone. Something could have happened to you again. To be honest, I'm not exactly proud of what happened, and I can't imagine what it would put anyone's mind at ease to see their crippled friend waddle to the bathroom while mumbling to himself like a schizo. I guess I can kind of see where Rosa was coming from. Anon, you okay? Sound of Rosa's call snapped me back to my senses. I found myself standing at the elevator with Rosa and Stella waiting for me outside the door. Yeah, sorry. I quickly move my way out of the contraption before the door closes on me. Rosa chuckles, placing a hand on my shoulder. It is great to see you again, Anon. I'm hoping we can find the time to meet up again sometime soon. Yeah, sure, I'd be down for that again. Hey, Rosa, would it be okay if I had a moment alone with Anon? Hearing Stella's request, the Ankylosaur turns to her with a surprised expression painted across her face. There's a hint of hesitation, however. The smile returns to her face as she glances my way. For Supesto, Stella. I'll just be in the lobby waiting for you, if that's okay. Buenas noches, Anon. It was great to see you again. Two of us wait as the footsteps grow quieter until it's followed by the sound of a door opening and closing. So, what's the plan? Stella places a hand under her chin, or lower beak, in contemplation, the gears turning in her head. I was thinking maybe we could meet there around 1. Does that time work for you? 1 in the afternoon or 1 in the morning? The mall doesn't open that early, Anon. Stella responds to what I assume was an inner thought with a deadpan look while stifling back a giggle. I'm kidding. 1 sounds great. By the way, what's this boba place called again? Well, it's called Bubbly. Is she telling me the spot's name or a dad joke? Although, judging from her sincerity, I guess it's the former. Awesome. I'm looking forward to checking it out. I've never had boba before. What? You've never tried it? Well, tomorrow we're changing that. But anyway, I probably kept Rosa waiting long enough. I'm gonna go meet her downstairs, but I'll see you tomorrow, Anon. Walking towards the elevator and pressing the down-facing button, the door opens before the cheerful Stego almost immediately jumps in. After entering the elevator, Stella turns around and faces me and flashes a peace sign. Bye, Anon. Stella says her goodbyes as the blush on her face grows into a mixture of pink and green. I reply to her with a wave and a smile as the door closes and separates us both. leaving me alone in the halls of my derelict apartment. Walking back to my room in deafening silence, I began to fixate on what I just got myself into. Well, I'm pretty sure Trish followed them home. I'm meeting with Stella tomorrow. A girl that I'm friends with, for some boba, alone. My mind focuses on nothing else except for what I just agreed to. A big part of me is nervous since the last time I've hung out one-on-one with someone was when I was with Fang. Standing frozen outside of my door, the gut-wrenching memory hits me like a train, reminiscing of the time we spent together, both inside and outside of school, how we found a piece of ourselves in each other. And all the times we could have spent together, had I been a better person. Fuck, not now. I insert my key into the doorknob, trying to fixate on the inner workings of the contraption in an attempt to distract myself from my own thoughts. We're gonna get a surprise visit, aren't we? My hand moves to the bronze-colored device as it merges with the inner workings of the door. You took me away from my friends. You ruined our band. No. Turn the key as it responds with the rhythmic clicking, allowing me to open the door and greet me to the sight of my own shitty room. That would be too much of an honor for you. Shut up. Entering my apartment, I immediately close and lock the door while kicking off my shoes as I hobble towards the bed almost instinctively. Directed by my growing exhaustion and how I ate enough pizza to put me in a diabetic coma. With better judgment, I would avoid going to sleep again and try to find ways to keep myself occupied. But this isn't one of those times. Sitting down my crutches while trying to balance on one foot, I flop onto the bed and begin to rest my eyes. I'm tired too. I'm already yawning. Not even 2 hours in, but I'm pretty sure we're almost done. It's funny to think that Rose's couch is comfier than my bed, but I guess it beats having no bed at all. Sleep. Within minutes, I feel myself drifting to sleep, along with the blur of emotions plaguing my mind. Just the general fear I have about my financial situation, worrying how much longer I can stay in this place by relying on government handouts. And of course, the guilt that still haunts me every waking moment with how I handled things with Fang. And yet, buried under all that bullshit, there's a part of me that's excited to see Stella tomorrow. There's a lot I don't know about other than what kind of anime she likes, and, of course, the whole tarot thing with her. And judging by her blush at the elevator, I guess she's excited too. But there's just one thing I still don't know. Is she asking me to hang out, or is this a date? Does she... Do I? What the fuck? I shot up from my bed, startled by the sudden banging noise that woke me. Scanning my room, everything still seems to be in place, nothing missing or broken. Just this shitty, messy apartment. Did I really mean anything to you at all, Anon? Voice. No. I turn to investigate the intruder, and my suspicions are confirmed when I see none other than Fang sitting in my desk chair, glaring at me with scorn, her eyes full of disgust. Fang, Shut the fuck up, dweeb. I've already heard enough of your bullshit when I was alive. And brushes me off with her hand as the scowl on her face grows. Not to mention how much you let me suffer, or how you couldn't even save me. I rise from my bed, positioning myself closer to the specter of my former girlfriend. No, Fang, I didn't mean for any of this to happen. I fucked everything up, and I am so, so sorry. Fang's eyes glow with anger in response to my apology. Don't give me that bullshit. I know for a fact you're not actually sorry. You were more worried about your precious Xbox controller than you were about me after I had the worst night of my life, remember? She's right. I was selfish, apathetic, and worst of all, a coward, and I still am those things. No shit, Anon. A new voice emerged from my right. I turned to see Naomi standing in the kitchen hallway, staring at me with an aura of hate that rivals Fang's. The fact that you're moving on so quickly after meeting with Rosa and Stella just proves how little you gave a fuck about Fang. Oh, how about you two go kiss already, huh? I think they wrote a game about that one. You really think making new friends will absolve you of your sins? Fang responds with a chuckle as her scowl turns into a rather sadistic-looking sneer. For once, I agree with this cunt. Since you're going on a date with one of them tomorrow, tell me, Anon. Are you going to treat Stella as horribly as you treated me? No, Fuck, this is all too much. This isn't a date. Is it? Wow, I always knew you were a fucking loser. But I didn't think it was this bad. A new voice enters the room. This one sounding far more masculine. I look back towards the hallway and see Nazer moving past Naomi with a smug look. The skinny lives in his own filth like a pig. Why am I not surprised? He lives in his own garbage. He treats people like garbage. And what do you know? He's garbage himself. Shut up. I would never say this. Would they? Are you planning on taking Stella away from her friends and family so you can ruin her life too? Why couldn't you just stay at rock bottom? No matter how much you pretend otherwise, you'll always be a piece of shit. I should have left you to rot all alone. I made a mistake aiming for your leg. I should have aimed for your face. The voices begin to rapidly overlap with each other, making it increasingly difficult to tell which words are coming from out of the mouth of my tormentors. As they continue to taunt me, berate me, shame me, it's gotten to the point where their jeers have just become incomprehensible, sounding more like white noise rather than actual words, all before completely devolving into laughter. Despite any lack of coherent speech, their presence still stabs at my heart all the same. Their taunts overwhelming my mind like a storm, breaking any steady thought and emotion inside until I notice. Oh boy. Nazer's chest begins to ooze with a dark crimson, progressively staining his jacket. No, fuck. No, not again. Naomi's head begins to pour with blood, adding new streaks of red to her naturally peach-colored hair. I feel my heart drop and my face turning to white as I see my former friends turn into corpses before my eyes, as their laughter grows alarmingly deranged. Just when I thought it couldn't get any worse, I turn back to my desk chair and I see Fang. Oh my god. Trying to make out this one. The feathers begin to drop from her wings like flies to the point where her wings are completely bare, her otherwise monochrome appearance now paired with a new shade of pink. Out of all the voices, Fang's laughter unsettles me the most, a flurry of emotions evident in her facial expression. Sadism, hate, grief, rage. The sight of it terrorizes me and breaks my heart all at the same time. However, what I saw next only struck more fear into my heart. As my former girlfriend's laughter became more frenzied, her appearance became more damaged. Bruises began to grow on her body almost instantly, her scales becoming more discolored until I noticed her amber eyes. Her amber eyes began to leak tears of blood. The grotesque sight of it causes me to hyperventilate frantically as I watch my friends around me turn into corpses puppeted by my own hysteria. Every urge in my body tells me to hide, but I don't deserve to. I did this to them. They have every right to punish me. No. I'm snapped out of my shell shocked as I notice Fang raise her claw as she roars with anger. That would be too much of an honor for you. Fang screeches at me with an immense fury before striking me across the face. Instinctually, I close my eyes. But nothing happens. I open my eyes to see the bodies of my former friends are nowhere to be found. Scanning across the apartment frantically as I rise from my bed. I begin to shudder with horror as I recall what I just witnessed moments ago. My horror quickly bubbles into anger, but not at my situation or the revenants that haunt my dreams. I am angry at myself. I fucked up everything. I began to fall back into my bed as I pant with an uncontrollable fury. Fuck! I cry angrily, slamming my fist against my mattress. Am I doomed to be nothing more than this pathetic, uncaring, horrible person? What if they're right? What if I hurt Stella and Rosa the same way I hurt them? I can't let that happen again. There it is. I mean, it's not much of a cliffhanger. Of course, Shido Terra. I thought I noticed some Shido slop. Garden of Rosamond, yeah, I thought so. Katawa Shoujo. You, the player. Oh, Stella. Special thanks to Stella, I guess. Okay. To you. You had me there for a moment. Anon looks creepy, I guess. Oh boy. Like I'm gonna get copy struck for this song. Jump scare, yeah. I mean, it's got some kinks to be worked out. But there's potential, I'd say. I mean, at the end of the day, a lot of these mods at least do the bare minimum of not being Wanigenu. And that says a lot. I mean, I don't mean to shit on Wanigenu, but Wanigenu is Wanigenu. I'm just gonna... We'll continue in the lovers arc. Do we have a... We don't have an estimation. Okay. Well, when did development for this mod start? I want to say at least maybe 6 months ago, but I don't know. I'm just throwing a number out there. I mean, if what is it? If last second save got done in 3 months. There, there really shouldn't be an excuse, right? Money Game was awful. Like, so boring. It was so much dialogue just being spouted. There's just like monologue, monologue, monologue. Everyone felt like they just hated each other or something. Olivia wanted to be annoying. Ben and Damien not feeling right. Mia always hating you. I feel like Liz was the only one who like actually mattered. And we're never getting her route, I guess. See you in 2 years when another update drops, Stella. Stella does not have a finished mod out there, does she? Isn't the Trish mod, like, actually finished, though? Trish gets a finished mod, but not Stella. What is that? Trust Your Colors? Unfinished. Stella NTR? Unfinished. What other is there? I don't know. What's next on the menu? You're gonna return to movie night. Yeah, I already got the thumbnail put together. I'll probably post that up tonight. Get that slated for Friday. I'm pretty sure my Friday's open. Yeah, Friday is when the Dino Pets drop on Fortnite, I'm pretty sure. Hopefully it's in the morning and not at night, because then that'll be a little upsetting. I'll have to skip a day. I'm not gonna skip the mod, but like I'm gonna have to skip Fortnite. Oh yeah, I hear there's a new beta for Hold On to Me. I'm pretty sure I'm persona non grata in like the projects side of the fandom, or of Snoot. Like, I'm pretty sure Devlog is not on good terms with me. I'm pretty sure Hold On to Me is not on good terms. I'm pretty sure, what is it? Encore is not on good terms. I don't know. All I know is I have a big mouth, and I'm not afraid to use it, I guess. I don't know. It's not like I don't want them to exist. It's just you can smell. You can definitely defer real passion projects to those who want the Dino Pie. And I'm not saying don't go for it, but I'm just saying I know who you are. You know. You know. Don't worry, the Forever Snoot Dev is still watching. That's me, for the new people. Oh yeah, seeing as you're on app now, you're not on Dylan. You're not a Dylan anymore. You're too critical of flaws. They need the criticism. I feel like I can be toxic at points. It's definitely in the name of porcupine, I assume. I'm definitely very prickly. I don't know what else to say. It's just I know where I stand in all this. And it's not a very good standing. But I still enjoy my time with this. It's not like anyone can tell me not to play a mod. And I don't tell people you can't make something. It's just, it's just like the act of just rolling my eyes on something just instills offense in people, you know? I need to check out Forever Snoot. I haven't heard of it. Well, I have a stream on it. The absolute king of Snoot fan games. Forever Snoot is the only fully finished project. Well, didn't the last second save get finished too? They added some more a little bit more content and some more art. I've been thinking about going back to it just to see it, but I don't know if it's worthy of a stream or not. It's like, I don't want to start it again and just have it be like, oh, it's a half-hour romp. We're done, guys. It's all over. I don't know. I don't know how much is in there. I'd appreciate criticism for my own writing. Okay, I'll check out the streams. Haven't gotten through them all. Yeah, there's over 100 of them. Forever Snoot is the first, but no longer the only. Dark Snoot is the second, I think. Well, Dark Snoot's very short. I think Dark Snoot is shorter than Last Second Save. That one took like, what, 4 streams? Dark Snoot was a one-off stream. But still, Forever Snoot was the only one for a long time. Yeah, when everyone was coming out with like Nazer mod, Naomi mod, stuff like that, Trish mod, Rosa mod. And then we got Forever Snoot, which was pretty short, I'd say. I mean, that was like 2 streams, one for the base content and another for the bonus. I mean, I could look up those hours. Let's compare that to Last Second Save. Get Forever Snoot. How many hours is that total? I'd say 3 hours. Being generous, rounding up. 3 hours for Forever Snoot, and then Last Second Save. Yeah, that's chunky. I gotta break out the calculator for this one, man. Because I'm no good at math. Round that up. Round that one down. About 9 hours of Last Second Save. That's crazy. It doesn't feel like it's 9 hours because that mod was pretty good from start to finish. But yeah, Friday will be movie night with Mia. I see the routes of or the way to the routes have been spoiled on the discussion boards for the mod, so I'll have to do that again. I assume ending 2 is Mia points up, Inko points down, right? And then ending 1 is both points down. I mean, I could just go ask Hoshin about it for sure, but I don't know. Tomorrow's stream, I'm gonna see if I can get my capture card rigged up for my Nintendo Switch so we can do some speed gaming, I guess. We'll be going through like as many games as I have on my fucking Switch to see if they're worth playing or not. But yeah, I should probably get going. It's barely 7, but usually I get tired. I've been getting tired earlier and earlier, and it just kind of sucks. I feel myself slowly dying, I guess, in that regard. Officially becoming old, or what feels like it. That or it's just the season. Winter depression is real. Well, it's not even really winter yet, but where I'm at, it's starting to get pretty chilly. So And plus we have, according to the weather, there might be snow later this week, so there's that. Yeah, I'm gonna get going, get ready for bed. If tomorrow don't work out with the capture card, it'll next stream will be a surprise then. So if not then there's Friday for sure. So I'll see you guys one of these days. See you later.